Hi everybody, this is Dale. Welcome to my channel, Not Too Shabby Chic. This is going to be a series of videos that Rayna of Lilo Crafts and I are collaborating with to do an altered book. We wanted to show you how we did our altered books or are doing them, because we're going to let you follow along. It won't be the entire journal, but you will get a sampling of a lot of the pages so that you can see how simple it is to do an altered book. To me, they're the easiest kind to do. And I did a video that I posted earlier today that showed a final flip through of one that I made. Started out for myself and ended up gifting to someone. So you can check that video out from today, and you can see how the final could look. So Rayna and I are doing this. We will be posting a video every Wednesday, and there will be a few videos with us together. So that should be a lot of fun. She said that I was more creative to her. Au contraire, she lie. She lie. We're both using Shepherd's Abiding. She said that because she said I would come up with the hashtag. Well, my idea for hashtags were not that great. It was like hashtag Shepherd's Abiding at an N, a binding. But we weren't binding anything, so that's not going to work. Then I had like hashtag Christmas combo or hashtag WOFO. WOGO, watch one, get one. But that didn't work well either. So I just couldn't come up with anything. So what we are using is hashtag Altered Book Christmas 2023. Plain and simple, kind of long, but we want to be able to find them. And if you want to craft along with us, you can use any book you want. It doesn't have to be this same book. It can be any book. And if you want a similar size, this one is approximately 293 pages, thereabouts. So anyway, we want to show you today, we are kind of announcing hashtag Altered Book Christmas 2023 so that we can show you how we're doing this. So let's get started. She being Rayna, had her dust cover. I don't know where mine is right at the moment. So this is a little piece I have left from another book I did. Really cute, and I can use this. So, but this is the book without the dust cover. And the red I really like, except for my edge right there is kind of chewed up a little bit, but not to worry, because this is for me personally and I can cover that. But I like that it has the red here and here. So this is what we're going to be using. The inside of this book looks really pretty. First, before we get started, I want to tell you it is best to buy a book or use a book if you already have one that is glued. The spine is glued. So you can tell they're glued when you don't see any clear distinction of signatures. This one's kind of hard to tell because of me tearing them out. The reason for that being, if your book is glued, all the pages are glued in, you can tear pages out and it won't affect other pages. If your book is sewn rather than glued, when you tear out a page, it's going to let loose of another page. It's really hard to do. I learned that the hard way. So there is a way to do it if you really want to use a book that's sewn. There is a way to do it. So instead of just tearing out the page, what you can do is take a ruler that has kind of a sharp edge so that you get a clean tear like that metal, and you come in just a little so that you're leaving some page there, right? And you just tear it, and that leaves a lip. That way, if you're making a pocket, it'll cover that up, or you can hinge and add a page if you wanted to. So that's kind of how you could work around a sewn book binding versus a glue book binding, just to make it a little clearer. If I don't want to mess up what I've already done. So if this is a page I wanted to tear out, pretend that this is not torn out. I would hold my ruler close however big I wanted my tab that sticks out to be. Hold it down and tear like that, and I would have that lip sticking out. I then can hide it with a pocket, or I can hinge a page back on there of whatever I want. It's a great way, and you can do that with a glued book too, by the way. It's up to you. So, Lilo Crafts, Rayna, had a great video she's already posted where she goes through how many pages to tear out, how to do the pockets, and those things. So I'm not necessarily going to repeat everything she did. However, I did want to make a few distinctions, one being sewn pages versus glued pages in a book. The other thing is, she mentioned too, you want to save the pages that you tear out, because we'll be using these to make some ephemera and embellishments for the journal. So you've got this to use as well. Also, we will mark our pockets. I don't think Rayna did this, but if it's your first time or first time in a long time, we'll mark your pocket pages with a paper clip, and I will show you that as we go through. So you open your book and you skip the first few pages, because as you can see here, see that page is kind of glued to this page. So if you try to tear that out, this is going to tear. I learned that the hard way. So I leave that. Then I skip and leave 2 or 3 more pages. It's up to you. You can do 2, 3, 4, however many you want. And I think we left quite a few, all the way up to this page. So we left that page as well. So there were a good 6 to 7 pages that we left in. You don't have to leave that many. It's up to you. How many you tear out is up to you. There are some people that tear out, leave the front pages, tear out 8 pages, glue 2 together, or make a pocket out of that page. Then they will leave 3, tear out 8, leave 3, tear out, and so on. Another way is to tear out, 6 pages and then glue 2 together. Then when you're going to make a pocket, leave a page, tear out just 4, 3 to 4, and make your pocket. You can do it that way. How many pages you tear out is up to you. Depends on the size of your book. If you have a smaller book, a thinner book with less pages than we have, even if you use cardstock, you won't need to tear out 11 pages in between like we did. I kind of skipped around and didn't quite do 11 every time, but it varied. You can do that too. It doesn't have to be a certain number, but you do want to take note of how many total pages you have in the book you're using. If it's a 100-page book, obviously you're not going to want to tear out 11 pages in between each one, because you'll end up with maybe 5 or 6 pages. That won't be too good. So you can judge it yourself. And I don't know, there may be a formula out there. There are tons of people on YouTube who have shown how to do altered books. So you can do a search and find a lot. There might even be a formula based on the number of pages you have that you could use. I would think there would be. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to show you what I did. So I left in, let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting this page. I left in 8 pages. Then I tore out 11 and I glued the 2 pages together. To glue it together, I learned this from Gail Agostinelli. It is better to keep your page straight if you put your glue on your page, the bottom page or the top, whichever one you want to do. Close your book and pull it towards the other page, and then flatten it out. Use your bone folder, scissors, or whatever, ruler, and smooth that out. Then your page will be pretty even, and it won't wrinkle like it does if you just try to do it like that or like this. It's going to be uneven. There will be wrinkling. This isn't totally even, but it's really close, and I'm going to be covering it with paper, so it really won't matter. And there's no perfection, so it doesn't matter. So that's how you do that. Then you leave a page. This is going to be a side pocket that's open. So I put my paper clip right there, So I know this is a side pocket. This you do more often when you have full pages and you're going to have a side pocket or a top pocket, which you can do so that you know which way it is. So when you go to glue, you don't mess up and glue the wrong side. I've done that before. But as you can see here, I tore out pages in between, and I left this page and I tore out 4 pages. Then, I'm not gluing it right now, I glued 2 pages together because I want it to be sturdy in the binding part. And this will be snugged up against this, so it will be sturdy for turning pages and what have you. I have done some where my page got kind of wobbly because there was too much pressure on a single page for the pockets and what have you. So you do want to glue 2 together, even for your pockets, so that they are, the binding part and the page part is sturdy when you're turning pages. Now, I got carried away and tore out 4 pages, or I might have even done let me see. I think I did 4 on this side too, and you can do that. So after I glued that page on, I tore out 4, left this page, and I have a double pocket, one on this side, one on this side. And you know what? It's okay because it's my book and I can do what I want to, and so can you. So then you leave a page, tear out 11 pages, and glue together your pages just in the manner I showed you. Just like Rayna, I don't glue these down yet because it's easier to cover them with your paper when they're not glued down, and then you can glue it down. So then you leave a page, tear out 11 or 10 or 8 or whatever you want. You can even alternate. Some of mine I only tore out 10. Some I didn't tear out any. This one, 91, 92. See, I didn't even tear any out. I just glued 2 pages together. So you don't have to. Then I left a page. And I tore out 95, I tore out ever how many, 11, 12, 10, whatever, and leave a page. No, I tore out 11, glued those together, then I tore out 4, left a page. That is going to glue here for another side pocket marked by my paper clip, okay? The reason you only tear out 3 to 4 in between when you're going to make a pocket is because it's a less gap to try to glue just the edges together and to put things in. So that's why you don't want a lot of pages torn out when you're making a pocket. So there's not a big gap and the page will come together nicely just on those edges. So then we leave a page at 119 to 144. I tore out a bunch there. So like I said, it's up to you. And then glued the 2 together. And then about here, I went to the back. Because if you don't, when you're about halfway through, probably about here, you want to start at the back because you don't want to come over to here and it be really lopsided. So I went to the back then. I'm going to leave this here to mark it. And I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4. I tore out 11, glued 2 together. This is going to be a pocket, okay? And then I left a page, tore out 11 or 10, however many I did, glued them together, and this is going to be a side pocket. So I've got a clip here, and what I'll do is I'll glue here and here, leave this open, and once I get my paper on, then I will do a thumbnail with a little circle punch to show an opening there. So there's that. Then you leave a page, and I tore out, I don't know, 10 or however how many I want to tear out, left a page and glued those 2 together, leave a page, because this is another, I like the folded pockets the best for the book pages. They're my favorite. Tore out 4, left a page, glued that down with the next page, right? Clear out 11 between here and here. 4 in between this page and this. Then tear out 11, glue this page to that page. And then we will glue this after we cover. Leave a page, like so. tear out ever how many you're tearing out. In my case, I think it was 11. Glue 2 together. Leave a page, tear out 11, 10, 8, whatever, glue 2 together. Here we come up to a pocket, leave a page, tear out 4, and I've already glued this one because if you're doing an upper pocket or the side pocket, you can go ahead and glue those because you know that's what you're going to have, and not do your thumb notch until you get your paper on. But this is going to be a top loading pocket, which I glued just the side so that it's top loading right here. Then you leave a page, tear out 11 or ever how many, leave a page, tear out how many, and glue together. And you'll come, when you start getting close to where you started, you can maneuver that however you want. And that way your book is somewhat even, but it doesn't have to be exact. As you can see, this is what it will look like when you're done, however many pages you want to use. You know, if I didn't have that giant clip in there, you could see it better. Your book will be lower here and wider here. See? Because you're going to be gluing paper and embellishing, and it will fluff this out. And as Rayna mentioned, we do not want a gator mouth. Well, she doesn't. I can't help myself. I love gator mouths because that's what I end up doing. But I'm going to try this one not to be a gator mouth. So we will see. So this is the back. This is how it looks. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Remember, hashtag altered book Christmas 2023 is the hashtag we'll be using. You can search for that anytime to see our videos, and you could use that hashtag and join in with us as we go along. You've got a way to get started, so grab that book, tear out those pages, and let's get ready to start embellishing and gluing on some paper on our pages next Wednesday. Remember, everybody, God loves you so much, and so do I, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.